Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Delaney, and for today's video we're going to be doing a declutter video for my series, and this one is all about eyeshadow, and not the eyeshadow palettes but the single eyeshadows in my collection. And as you can see, there are so many of them that they have their own drawer. There are a few palettes in the back. Those are for multi-chromes only or single shadows. So I have a few Z palettes with single shadows from different brands that I will talk about, but also palettes that only have multi-chromes or shades that I would think of on their own and not necessarily as an eyeshadow palette when I'm reaching for them. And of course we have some liquid eyeshadow products as well, and some then true single eyeshadows. I will be swatching everything except for the palettes in this video, just because it's going to help me decide if I'm going to keep it or not, and I figure that you guys will be really interested in seeing how they swatch as well. So if you're interested in seeing which ones make the cut and which ones don't, then keep on watching. Alright, so we do have the creams in the front, we have some single shadows here, we have the palettes, and I have a few miscellaneous items there. The drawer is pretty full right now. It's pretty well organized though, so I don't know. The organization part doesn't need any help, but I definitely could get rid of a few just to make it so I actually use all of the ones. There's just a ton of products in here, so let's go ahead and switch to the other view. Just like the other videos, it's going to be in a similar format. If you haven't seen those, I've already decluttered my blushes and highlights, bronzers, face palettes, a bunch of different categories, so definitely check those out if you're interested in more declutter videos from me. But we're going to jump ahead into the declutter now. I have a makeup eraser and some micellar water handy because I'm going to be doing a ton of swatches in this video. It might take me a little bit to clean up and you might see some rogue sparkles here and there, but I will be swatching everything that I really can to make things go smoothly. So let's go ahead and dive into the first products. We'll go ahead and get the liquids out of the way, and then we'll move into the others. Starting off strong, we have two of my very favorites. These are not going anywhere. I use these probably the most out of all of my liquid shadows. These are cream shadows, and these are the Dazzle sticks from KVD Vegan Beauty. I have the shade Electro Bolt and Hail Surge. Both of these are incredible. I will say I do get a little bit more use out of Hail Surge just because of the shade, but this one is also really, really great. Electro Bolt is another great one. It's just more of a coppery one, but this one's more of a neutral that I use every single day. They're both neutral, but you'll see when it swatches. This one has a little bit of a green shift to it, which I love, but as far as like working with other shadows, Hail Surge works a little bit better. I do wear these on their own as well as for a base for other shadows. This works so well. I love how it grips onto different products, and it just looks so pretty on its own. So here is Electro Bolt, and it is a copper with almost a slightly green shift. It has some different reflex in there. When you see the reflect, you see the green a little bit more. Let's go ahead and swatch. Oh yeah, see the green in there? I love how it kind of has a translucent base, so it should work for most skin tones, but it does pack a pigment punch, and it just looks so beautiful. It's so smooth and creamy. It goes on the lids very, very well and has great lasting power. And I sometimes just use my finger instead of just using like how I just did, but I do prefer my finger when I'm applying it to the lid particularly, just to make sure that I know how much product is going and it's not like a super thick layer. But I've never had a problem with these at all. They are so pretty, and they are probably my favorite cream shadow ever. So yeah, says a lot. I'm probably gonna find more shades of this. They've been sold out in a lot of different stores like Sephora's and Ulta's. So I saw the pink shade the other day and I was so close to getting it, but there was just a few different things that I needed to get there. So I decided to hold off on that because I had two of these, but so good. So that one was Electro Bolt, and this one is Hail Surge. So if you are a neutral lover, just like a champagne eyeshadow kind of girly, this one's for you. This does have a little bit of a blue reflect in it, which gives it something so like super special. And these are great as an eyeshadow base as well as just on their own. So you can see that blue reflect in certain lights, but mostly it looks pretty normal, like pretty much just like a glary shade. But when you tilt it there, you can kind of see that icy blue. It's just incredible. And look at the reflection of these. They're just like mirrors. I love that. They're super pigmented. So nice. So these are not going anywhere. I absolutely love them. And these are kind of the ones to beat. If I have any other cream shadow, they have to compete with these in order to stay, because these are my favorite. So both of these are a keep. And it's kind of, I don't know. I kind of go back and forth between if I like this one or I don't like this one. So this is from About Face. I loved the foundation so much that I decided to try more products from this brand. And then I saw this, and it's a glitter eye paint. It's called a fractal eye paint. This is in the shade Tin Pan Alley. And weird name, but hey, it's fine. It might have a significance somewhere. But this one is kind of like the neutral one that I just wanted to try to see the quality before I got other shades, because I figured I would probably wear this one the most out of all of them. This one has a nice little applicator here, kind of similar to the Natasha Denona concealer applicator. Honestly, it has the little pocket in it, which is nice. I'm gonna go like this, just so you know it's different. Okay, so this one has a thinner consistency, which is, I remember why these weren't my favorite. So they're okay, but I remember a little bit of fallout, just a little bit, not too bad, but it's so thin that it doesn't really, like, see how pigmented these are? This does not compare to that. I don't know if it's supposed to be a sheer wash of color or not, but that's kind of what I get out of this. And that's just not my style. Like, if I'm going to get a cream shadow, I want it to be so pigmented that you see it, and it needs to be better than any powder like shadow like it. And this one, I have a million different shadows that you'll see that kick this one's butt. It has a nice shimmer to it, but if you're into like a just subtle little bit of glitter, then this might be for you. But this is what I'm looking for, and that does not compare. So, Declutter. Forgot to show you this. I thought I had actually like tossed this one, but this is an empty of the Dazzle Stick Inhale Surge. The other one was a repurchase. I used this to the bottom. I literally dug my nail in there until I got it all the way out, like it's all the way rolled up, and I dug my nail in there to get the extra product out. That's how much I absolutely love this product. So, yeah, this one is going to be thrown away because it's an empty, but I love those products so much. I need every single color and to come out with more shades. So these were a keep at one point, but I think it's time for them to go because they're old and almost empty. These are from Pixi, and these are the Eye Lift Maxes. This one is in the shade Chiffon, and this one is in the shade Sunset. These, I used to love these as an eyeshadow base. Honestly, I may get that again if I'm not looking for a shimmery eye base. This one would be the one to go for. It's kind of like an eye primer meets an eyeshadow all in one. It doesn't pack enough punch for me to be just like a solid eyeshadow on its own, but as a base, it was perfect. As you can see, like, it definitely has some shimmer to it. It's a thinner formula, not bad, but I want glitter. Like, that's my style. This has a nice just shimmer kind of reflect to it. A little tiny bit of glitter if you look really, really close. But this one, it's just, yeah, I really enjoyed it, but it's empty, so I can't keep it. As you can see, I kind of dug out all of the product, and that's kind of what we're left with, the excess that's on the wand. So I'm going to see if I can get some out of this one. This one is actually my most used one, so I don't even know if I can get anything off of this one. We'll see. Alright, so that one is the Sunset shade. Very much on the not super hyper pigmented side, but they do have some good color to them. If you are an everyday makeup, like natural makeup girl, and you just want a hint of light on your center of your lid, and you just want a good cream eyeshadow that's going to last all day, this is a great one, and I would recommend it. If you want glitter and you want something super, super special, this is not for you. If you want an eye base that also has a little bit of pigment to it, this is a good one. So it just kind of depends on your makeup taste, but it's definitely not these. So it just depends on your makeup style. But I would actually repurchase one shade of these to have on hand as an eyeshadow base, and probably this one. So the Chiffon shade, I might repurchase that one again just for eye base purposes. But this is so good. But these are going to be decluttered because they're old. We have a duo here. This is from Charlotte Tilbury, and these came in a Beautylish Lucky Bag. I really actually was surprised how much I liked this. So this one is a matte formula. So it's their Color Chameleon pencils, and this one is in Smoky Pillow Talk, and then this one is in Pillow Talk. So the Pillow Talk shade is their shimmer. You can tell by what shade they are by the ends of them. I think they only come in these shades. They're in a set on the website, but I wish they would come out with more of them. I actually really like the formula. Even the matte looks really good and blends out really easily, so I actually really liked it and enjoyed it. I'll put these next to here. So it's a beautiful creamy eyeshadow stick, and it blends out great with a brush, with your fingers, and it dries down nicely. I had no problems with this at all. Super pigmented and beautiful, and honestly kind of a shock how much I really enjoyed these, and they're so easy because you just swipe them on the eyes really quick. This one, oh crap, I have to sharpen it. Dang it. Okay, let me find a sharpener. All right, y'all, I had to go hunting for a sharpener that was big enough for this product. I knew I had one, but I had no idea where it went. But I am back. I had to sharpen this one. I didn't realize that's why I stopped using it, because I couldn't find my sharpener. So this one I did just recently sharpen, and hopefully it will swatch correctly. Sometimes after recently sharpening, it doesn't go on as smooth, but we'll see. Oh yeah, it's fine. So this is the Pillow Talk shade, and yeah, it has a little bit of a crumble here, but that's not the product's fault. That is more of the, it hasn't been used in a while and it needs to be warmed up kind of a shade problem. But yeah, so this one is so pretty and metallic and beautiful. It is not quite these shades for me. It is a little stiffer, but it does last a lot longer. It like really lasts on the eyes all day long. I love it, and I love these two combined. And this is such a nice matte cream shade. I don't have a lot of those that I really enjoy. This is one of them, and this one, they pair beautifully. They're great for traveling, just like the pair of them, so I'm gonna definitely keep these two. So next up we have a Colourpop shadow. This is in the shade Glaze, and it is one of their multi-chrome, like liquid eyeshadow things. I don't know what the title is, but I'll pop it up on the screen for you. But I saw these at Ulta, and I just had to try it. I will say, when I tried it on my eyes, it didn't impress me as much as the swatch did, so we'll see, but... Alright, so, yep, I'm remembering now. So the swatch is so gorgeous. Like, oh my gosh, it kind of looks like an indie multi-chrome in a liquid form, which is incredible, especially for the drugstore price. That's beautiful. I don't know, like when I put it on my eyes, it didn't show up like this. So I might have to try it again and see if I can work with it. Maybe I just need a base or something. But I don't remember loving it when I tried it on my eyes. It looks absolutely incredible as a swatch, and it did in the store too. I just may have to find out if I can finagle it a little bit and see if I can make it work. This one, I don't know. Like, I'm going to put this in the maybe pile. I know I said earlier in my other videos that there's going to be no maybe pile because I'm trying to declutter here, but this one is more of a, is it my error or the product's error? So that's why this is a maybe for now. I don't know, like, I don't want to just throw it away if it actually is a really good product, but at the same time, if it didn't work, then it didn't work. But maybe it was me. It was my first time trying it. I just recently got it, so I'm going to see how this goes, and we'll see if I end up decluttering it later. But right now I need to just test it out a little bit more. This one, I think it's time to go. I kept these around for a while. I actually decluttered one of the shades, and then I kept this one and thought I would use it, but I didn't. So this is the IT Superhero No Tug Shadow. I thought this was going to be kind of like the Charlotte Tilbury one or the KVD Dazzle Sticks, but no, it's okay. I guess this one, if you have mature skin and you don't want anything super sparkly, you just want something very reflective and that's not going to do a lot of tugging on your eyelids, this one may be for you. But for me, I just didn't think it gave enough. So it's very creamy and, well, actually, well, I say that and I'm actually slowly like, maybe I should keep it. Maybe I just forgot to use it. You know what? I have been convinced. I think I might keep this. I was about to go really hard on this product and it just changed my mind again because, wow, it's actually really pretty and it looks very similar to that Charlotte Tilbury. And I could use that as an inner corner highlight. Especially in the summertime. I might keep this around, actually. Don't worry, I have more to declutter. Actually, kind of changed my mind. Interesting. I hadn't used that in a while. I remember they have good longevity, but I didn't remember that it looked like that. Okay. I'm learning new things about my own collection in here. This one is definitely going to be a declutter. It's not because the formula's bad. It's just because I never use it. This is from Mally, and this is one of their eyeshadow sticks. It's in the shade Timeless Taupe. I kept this around because I actually really liked the formula, and it's a nice shade, and it's very emollient. Not bad at all. Very neutral, very nice. The only reason that I don't think I should keep it is because I never reach into this. I never reach for a cream when it comes to a shade like this. If I'm going to do a shade like this, I'm going to do like a powder shadow. And I just find myself not reaching for this shade in particular. This one has a little bit of a difference to it. Like this one's matte, but it does pair nicely with that Charlotte Tilbury like shimmer one. So I usually use those as one look and not on the go. But I don't really find myself remembering that this is here and remembering to use it because it's just that kind of like everyday neutral shade. It also has a little bit of a gray undertone to it, which is fine. I don't mind that too much, but it's not what I reach for recently. Like I'm usually reaching for something a little bit warmer or more neutral. This is definitely on the cool side, and it's just not my makeup taste for right now. So I don't know. It's nice, but it's old, like years old. And the formula still works really well, but I think it's just time for this one to go. So, declutter. I have two more liquid shadows here, and I don't know about one of them, but this one is going to be a keeper. This is the Danessa Myricks Color Fix Cream Shadow, and it is in the shade Ballerina. Yeah, Ballerina, and it is so beautiful. It has such a nice, like, micro shimmer in here that's unbeatable. This lasts on my eyelids forever. I mean, I have to scrub it off at night. It's so nice. I sometimes use this as an eyeshadow base as well if I really want something to last for weddings, events, in the summertime when I think that I'm gonna sweat. This is what I use, and I am never disappointed. It's beautiful. I will swatch it for you because it is absolutely gorgeous. I do love that it has a little squeezy tube. It's very hygienic that way. I'll just rub it out with my finger or a brush. Look at that. Oh, it's so pretty. Yep, I remember why I love it so much. It just has the best micro shimmer to it, but it also is almost waterproof. Like, it lasts forever, and it is such a gorgeous shade. I would eventually get more shades in this. Honestly, this is so good. I don't know if I would invest in the matte ones, but the shimmer ones are banging. And you can see it matches those two, so it's definitely good to keep. It's at the same caliber as those first two, so definitely keeping that one. It's so good. This one, I'm gonna have to try it again because at the first couple times I tried it, I was kind of, I don't know, like, I thought I was gonna really love it immediately, but something about it wasn't right. So I don't know if I need to try it again or just declutter it, to be honest. This is from Half Magic in the shade Chrome Addiction ASMR. Or sorry, this is a Chrome Addiction eye paint in the shade ASMR. And it is from Half Magic. And it is so beautiful. Like this, when I saw it swatched, I could not believe it. And I had to have it, had to try it. I don't have a lot from the brand Half Magic, but I have this and then a lip gloss. And they're like so sparkly. Okay, so yeah, it's gorgeous. I do think that this is probably a good representation of what happened on my eye, though. It was a little bit, like I had to work with it pretty quickly, but it does look so nice. You know what? It's a little more on the sheer side than these are, and maybe that was my initial problem with it. And it dries down fast. Like, it's already locked in place. So you really have to work with this quickly. This one, you have a little bit of more, like, time to work with it. This one, it's already dry. Like, it's already transfer proof, pretty much. There's a little bit of sparkle, but that's from another shade. But this one, yeah, only a tiny bit is transferring. It's pretty much dry. It looks gorgeous. I do wish it had a little bit more time to work with it though. So, I don't know. This one's kind of in the maybe with the Colourpop one, but I love that shade. Like the blues and the golds and the greens in there. It is a little bit on the sheer side, like transparent base thing, and it's not my favorite. I do like when it has a nice base to it, but yeah, it's still really pretty. I don't know. These two are so far in the maybes just because of when I tried them on my eyes. I don't know if I'll have to work with them and just see if I can make them work before I decide to declutter them, or depending on how much I actually am decluttering in this video, maybe I'll just decide I need to get rid of it because I'm trying to be ruthless. So they're in the maybe pile for now, but it's just so pretty. Like I see it swatched and I'm like, wow, this is amazing. And then when I did it on my eyes, it did not do that. It was not the same. So that is all of my liquid eyeshadows that are single shadows. So I'm going to go ahead and clean off my hand and then get us ready for the next part. I just want to show y'all that I swiped at this like really hard with my cellar water and a makeup eraser, and the longevity. I don't mind the Half Magic one because I didn't really get that one too much, but you can see how the Danessa Myricks one here is holding on strong. Some of it came off, some of it's still there, and the Charlotte Tilbury ones are also holding on really strong. The IT Cosmetics one is actually surprisingly doing well too, for being a shimmer. And yeah, so those definitely have the longevity if you're interested. I forgot to swatch this one. This is from Laura Mercier. It was in the back of the drawer. Oop, nope. Okay, this is from Laura Mercier, and it broke. And this is really old, so I used to love this formula, and it actually has really good longevity. I'm not even going to bother swatching it, really. It looks exactly like it does in here, but on the skin, and it's actually really emollient and great. But it's broken, so I'm not really going to keep it. Okay, fine, I'll swatch it for you, just so you can see. It's really beautiful, and I would definitely recommend them, but it's broken. It's been in my collection for a very long time, and it's just time to go. It's at its end. Before I dive into the powder single shadows, I'm going to go over some of the palettes that I have in here. I am not going to swatch each shade, but I will swatch a couple shades from the palettes just so you can get an idea of the formulas of them. I do have full videos swatching some of them, so definitely go check those videos out. I'll try to link them in the description box if you're interested in seeing that full video. But first up, I definitely have a video for this one. This is the Danessa Myricks Beauty Lightworks Volume 5 palette, the I Am palette. So I love the packaging, first off. It looks incredible. Like, she really pulled out all the stops for the packaging. It feels very luxe. I will say these palettes are very, 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 very expensive, and I did not pay full price for this. I got this in a Beautylish lucky bag with a bunch of different products. Do I think that they are worth it on their own? That is up to you to decide if you will use all these shades. If you won't, you're probably better off getting single shadows from indie brands and things like that, but the quality is great. Alright, so we have the palette here. It has all the shade names in here, and it has the type of shade that they are too. There's some whipped powder shifters, there's some silk press shifters, heavenly metals and suede shimmers and cushion chromes. There's a bunch of different formulas in here with a bunch of different shades. So it also has it written here. They're kind of sorted by like energy. So soft energy, bold energy, and grounding. And then it has the shade names here. So I'm going to swatch a couple of them, but the shift on these is absolutely incredible. These are great quality multichromes. If you're looking for a palette of multichromes from a mainstream beauty brand at Sephora, this one is really, really nice. If you are not going to use every single shade in this palette, get a single shade from an indie brand like Cleona or Give Me Glow Cosmetics. Lethal Cosmetics has multichromes. There's a bunch of different ones you can try. Let's go ahead and swatch. So I'm going to go ahead and do the ones that I like the most and I think are the most fun shades. So this one here is a red to a gold to a green. It is definitely a very nice shade. I'm going to swatch that one, which is Fierce, and I'm going to swatch this one over here, this green to blue one, which is called Abundant. And don't mind my nails, I'm sorry. But see how it goes from that blue to purple to green for shade Abundant over here? It just has so much dimension. I'm going to dip back in it just a little bit more so you can see. There we go. It's like a rainbow on your finger. And this one also, this is like the warm version and this is the cool version. So both of these shades together, you have a full rainbow. Put them both on your eyes and you got every color. It's crazy. But the quality of these is incredible. Like the gold to the red to the pink to the green. Just so pretty. And I'm going to go ahead and swatch them because you probably want to see that. Yeah, they're incredible. Look at those shifts. I mean, it's like magic. It really is. It's so magical. I love multichromes. I love working with them, and these are really, really great. So you have on top that dark purple, indigo to blue to turquoise to green. Then on the bottom you have that warm tone one. You have that like yellow gold to green to red to pink. Ugh, it is so nice. This one has more of a transparent base. This one has more of a pigmented like metal punch. They're both whipped powder shifters. They just have different pigments in them. So those are the two that I'll swatch from this palette. But again, if you were interested in seeing all of these shades swatched, definitely go to that video and check it out. But this is just a little teaser for what you might find in that video. But yeah, all of them are so, so nice. There's maybe one or two shades in here that I'm like, did they really have to just waste a shade with that one? But the quality of them is good. It's just the color that, I'm like, it could have been better. But that is all for this one, and this one is a 100% keep. I really do love the quality and love the shades, and I wore them the other day, and I got so many compliments. I kind of forgot that I had this in my drawer, and I got it out again, and am falling back in love with it. So I'm going to keep falling in love with it and keep it. Don't mind the mess, but oops, this little, I think it was the Laura Mercier thing that did that. But next up we have a Give Me Glow palette that has some of Give Me Glow single shades in it. I have another video about all of my Give Me Glow shadows swatched so you can see what they look like. This one is like my special multichrome one, my quad of that, if you will. And these are just so nice and special, and that's why they're in their own quad. There's a big palette that I'll show you in a little bit, probably up next, but these are my multichrome shimmers. Some of them are glitter shades. They're like pressed flaky kind of shades. The other ones are more almost, they feel like a highlighter, but they're an eyeshadow. It's kind of wild. So these three are the same formula, and this one is different. This is like their shimmer eyeshadow formula, and this one, these three are something somewhat different. This one is in Electric Unicorn, and we have Glass Slipper. We have Mermaid Waters, I think. Can try not, yeah, Mermaid Waters, and this is a magnetic palette, by the way. And Party Monster is this shade. All of these are so good. I am not going to swatch every single one of them for you, but you know, this one I'm definitely going to do. This is Electric Unicorn. This is what got me into Give Me Glow shadows in the first place. Electric Unicorn. And then I'll swatch one of the glittery shades. I think I will do, I know y'all are probably begging for Mermaid Waters, but I really love this purple shade. It's just, oh, it's so unique. So here is Electric Unicorn. It could be a highlighter if you really wanted to. It's that cool, but it just shifts to all the different colors. It's so fun, and it's so soft and beautiful. It looks so angelic. That's the way I could describe it. It's like golden, purple, blue, pink, all in one. It's a unicorn. It's aptly named. And then this one, you can kind of see that it is a different formula because it's slightly a little bit more chunky, but not in a bad way on your eyes. I just kind of grabbed a little too much product. But this is Party Monster, and it does kind of feel more like a glitter topper, but more pigmented than just like a fine glitter. It has a nice pink flip, but it also has that blue gold reflect. Super, super beautiful. Very unique formula. Definitely different than these. That's one thing about multichromes is they're all slightly different formulas, even when they're in the same brand. Like these two, even though they are technically the same formula, they feel different, and I feel like they look different. Like this one has more of a transparent base, and you can kind of see through it a little bit, and this one doesn't. This one is more of a soft shade, and this one is more of a glitter. All absolutely gorgeous. This is not going anywhere. One thing about these is I curated these myself, so I'm not going to be getting rid of any of them because I love all of them. That's why I bought them each individually, so this is a keep. As promised, this is my big Give Me Glow Cosmetics palette, and I absolutely cannot swatch all of these for you in today's video, but again, I have a video with all of these swatched, so you can go check that out. I will try to remember to put it in the description box, but here are all the shades in here. I will say the matte ones, I don't ever hardly reach into here for. I go in here for the shimmers. Like, that is my favorite from Give Me Glow. The mattes are not bad at all. It's just not, like, I can get good mattes from a lot of different brands. The shimmers do have something special and have a quality that I just really, really love. Especially, there are some, like, really glittery shades in here that are just so pretty that I can't really find that formula anywhere else. And I will swatch those for you so you can see. And then I'll swatch a, like, regular shimmer just so you can see the difference. So the regular shimmer that I'm going to swatch is this one right here. And this is in the shade On Ice. It is just a nice, beautiful shimmer shade. It's not anything crazy, not any specific formula, but it's intensely metallic. So, look at that. All the pigment. It is gorgeous. It's neutral. It's a perfect shade. If you want something that just looks incredible and lasts and also has just such a nice reflect to it, it's perfect. Now, do you think it could get any better? The answer is yes. So, these two shades here are the, like, really glittery shade, and this one is the gold one. The gold one here is called Glamorous, and then the rose gold one, which is my most used one, is called Rose's Remix. So I'm going to go ahead and swatch Rose's Remix because it's kind of similar to the other shade, but just so you can see the difference in the formula. I barely tapped in there, and look at that. The camera does not even want to focus 100% on it all the time. It's so sparkly and reflective. It's gorgeous. So you can see the difference in the formulas a little bit. Oh yeah, you can see. This one just reflects like little tiny diamonds everywhere. It is not as much the metallic as it is a glittery shade. Now, the magic combination is Rose's Remix on top of the Danessa Myricks cream shadow. That will last forever, and it is just so gorgeous and sparkly. It's just a killer combo. It's so, so good. If you haven't tried Give Me Glow Cosmetics, these are some great ones to try. I will say, like, these bottom shades here, the blues and stuff, the greens, even the pink, this was once my makeup style. It is not anymore. So I rarely reach in here for those. They are still really, really good. The neutrals are what keep me coming back though. I will have to do kind of a shop my stash and try using this again, like as a colorful, like the colorful shades, just because I need to get back into colorful makeup. I have so much of it. But the quality and the formula of these are absolutely incredible, and you will love it as much as I do. It's so good. So all of these are staying. And sorry I'm not being brutal right now, but I only have a few multi-chrome palettes, and those are not going to go anywhere. They're expensive, and I curated them myself, so obviously I'm not going to be just tossing them away. I bought more shades because I loved them, so yeah. This one is the last palette I have for the multichromes. These are my Cleona shadows, and if you want a multichrome that's absolutely freaking incredible, Cleona has all of the options. They're so, so good. I just love them so much. Give Me Glow has their own specialty that I love. Cleona does multichromes just in such a special way. Give Me Glow, my favorite formula is that glittery one that I showed you, this one right here. This formula is absolutely incredible, and I can't find anything like it from another brand. Cleona has a similar formula to that, and it is this shade here. Let me see if I can find the name of it. I'm gonna have to move these out of the way to get to it. Okay, so it's called Opulent. I love magnetic palettes, by the way. It's just so nice to be able to move everything around. But this is shade Opulent, and oh my gosh, it is the perfect, if you want to be a neutral Nelly, but also have a multichrome. See how it goes to a lavender to a mint, but also has that like light pinky rose gold. Hooey. That's just so pretty. It's like if Rapunzel were an eyeshadow. It's so pretty. I love it. It has that same kind of glittery quality. This one obviously has that little bit more of that like diamond look to it. This still has plenty of glitter in it for me. I love it, and the colors are out of this world. There was another one. Oh, I think it's this one, shade Regal, I believe. Yes, okay. This one was also one of my favorite formulas from them. This is one of their Jewel Multichromes, I believe, and this is in shade Regal. And it just has so much pigment to it, and it's also super glittery and fun. And I love this color. It's almost like a periwinkle purple with gold glitter and a little bit of turquoise glitter in there, and it reflects that blue turquoise. Oh, it is phenomenal. It is so pretty. I feel so glamorous and fun when I wear these shades, and I could just swatch these forever. If everything I owned could be a multichrome and glittery like this, I would be so, so happy. If I could paint my walls that color, I would. It's just gorgeous. But yeah, this formula is out of this world. You will not be sorry. If you haven't tried Cleona shadows, please do. They're incredible. Start off with 1 or 2 shades and see where you go. But I kind of got addicted and bought some more. So yeah, I haven't gotten any of their new shades yet, so I might have to, but for right now, I'm very content with what I have, but I might be buying more soon because I'm a makeup gremlin. It's fine, but I'm gonna keep it. Next up, we have our true single shadows, and I have a majority of them are from Colourpop, but I will go ahead and do my non-Colourpop ones first, just to keep me sane, okay? So this one is from Bobbi Brown, and this is in the shade Moonstone. This one I love so much. It is the perfect neutral Nelly, like beautiful topper shade. It is so sparkly that it kind of reminds me of this, just a little bit more toned down and sophisticated. So this one, it also has a kind of baked gelée kind of dry formula to it. Still incredible, but this one for mature eyelids, I feel like this one is going to be absolutely amazing. Apparently it works with the oils on your eyelids throughout the day. That's what the person at the counter said. I don't know. It's just beautiful shadow. That's all I know. But it has a very transparent base, and it's just super sparkly. But it's got like such a sophisticated glitter to it. I don't know. It's super fine milled. It's beautiful. If I need a sheer glitter, this is what I reach for pretty much 99% of the time. I do have a couple other options similar to this, but none of them are as fine as this. Like, this is probably the most sheer fine glitter I have that I still really enjoy. I can see it on the eyes. I love it. It's also really expensive, so I really don't want to get rid of it until I've used it, since I like it a lot. But it just catches the light so beautifully. I know, like, seeing it next to all these multichromes, it might not look the best. Like, it might not draw your attention as much. But on the eyes, it is incredible. Like, see how even from far away, you're seeing all of the little reflex in here. I mean, all of these are sparkly, right? But you see how this one is just so, like, there's such a good quality to it. I don't know. It's just really hard to explain. Look in the low light when that happens. It's incredible. I'm going to keep it. All right, this one, it's time for it to go. This is from Estee Lauder. This one I've had forever. It is just a single eyeshadow in the shade Cheeky Pink, and it's one of their brilliant shades. It's nice. The formula is pretty nice. It is just a standard shimmer shade. Honestly, it's nothing crazy. It is a very nice quality shimmer shade though. Okay, part of me wants to keep it. This is really hard because I kind of want to keep it. But I have a lot of shades that are like this. I don't need a single shade. Okay, Delaney, I don't need it. I don't need it. It's beautiful and sparkly, and it makes me want to keep it for that reason. But I have so many shades that are pink and sparkly, especially from Cleona and all those different indie brands and stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this single shadow, okay? I'm going to get rid of it. But it's beautiful. The quality's great. If you want a single shadow from Estee Lauder, this one is phenomenal. It is really good. This one's interesting because we can kind of compare apples to apples here. So we have two shades that are very similar to that Moonstone shade. One is drugstore and one is Sephora, but not quite as expensive as Bobbi Brown. Okay, so first we have the drugstore option, which is E.L.F. This is their Fine as Fleck glitter eyeshadow. And I will say, you can tell the difference between the way these two feel. So the Bobbi Brown one is very light, airy, fine. This one is very chunky. Like, the glitter is not as fine. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's just, you can tell the difference. So, all right. So there are both of them together. And you can see how this one, like, it's very dispersed and beautiful and sheer. This one, it's shiny, but it doesn't have that same quality to it. It does have some glitter to it, but it does not look like that. Or these. It just looks very bland. I wanted to love this because it's drugstore, and I wanted to be able to have an option from the drugstore that I really loved. But I think it's just time to go. It doesn't stack up to all the other shades that I have. So, drugstore or not, it's gotta go. This one, however, I have used an absolute ton, and I actually have a backup of this. This is the Fenty Beauty How Many Carats Diamond Balm. You can tell how much I've dug into this. It's kind of gross. This one is fine and like almost like a putty. It doesn't even want to focus on this. It's like a putty formula, and it's so smooth and creamy. I'm gonna try to do this one here. Yeah. Okay, so that one, it is more similar in looks to the Moonstone from Bobbi Brown. This one, though, I use more as a highlighter and not always on the eyes. It's a little more versatile in that way. Like, this is just a transparent base with a glitter. I use this all over my body if I want, like, body glitter. The Moonstone one, more of an eyeshadow for me. This one still has a place in my collection. It's a multi-use product for me. I use it as highlighter on my eyes, on my body. So this one is not going anywhere. But if I had to choose one for the eyes specifically, then I would go Moonstone. It just has something about it that I really love. But I'm going to keep this one, especially now that summer's coming up. When I go out in the summertime, I love to glow. And this is a glowy product that I use all over my body. So I love it. And I'm going to keep it. Half Magic one. I think I'm going to try again on my eyes. Yeah, like maybe I was using it incorrectly. I'm going to go ahead and keep this one for now and try it again on my eyes and see what's up. One more. I have a loose eyeshadow from Give Beauty. I don't know if this is going away or not, what's going to happen. They're all on sale now. But this is the Me, You, Yours Eye See and Sparkle Multi-Dimensional Eye Pigment. And this is in the shade Glimmer. Absolutely gorgeous. This probably was going to be the one Give product that I'm keeping out of all of them. We'll see. We'll see how the other declutters go, but I love this. I love a good loose eyeshadow. I remember the days when this was very popular, and I had a bunch of them that I really loved. This one is great. I'll put it right here. Yes, it looks so beautiful. This is a clean brand at Sephora, and it definitely has kind of that Give Me Glow look to it. Really beautiful, super sparkly. I love the flecks of blue and green in with that copper. So beautiful. And it has the champagne reflex in there as well. I love a good multi-dimensional glitter, okay? This one is not going anywhere. I really love it. I do need a base for this one, like whether it's a glitter glue or the Danessa Myricks base or the Pixie base or the Hail Surge base. Because this is a loose shadow, I do like having something tacky underneath it to keep it for longevity reasons. But this is so gorgeous, and it just makes my eyes sparkle in the best way. So I'm keeping that one. So while I clean off my arm here, The next ones that we have are from Colourpop, and they are my Super Shock eyeshadows. I do think that I have a video swatching all of my Super Shock shadows, but I feel like I'm going to need to swatch to actually decide whether I want to declutter certain shades. So you're in luck. I think I'm going to be swatching pretty much all of these to make my decision. So without further ado, let's hop into the Colourpop shadows. And I did have more, I think, in the video that I have on my channel because that was before decluttering. So if you want, you can also go check out that one if you want to see more shades from Colourpop. So yeah, definitely check that out if you want. But these are the ones that I still have in my collection, and I can definitely see a few that I kept that I probably could let go now. So this is in the shade Dream Much, and it is a kind of a periwinkle icy shade. And formula wise, I mean, it doesn't feel like it's dried out. It's still beautiful. I just don't think that I really use this shade a lot. And if I am going to use this shade, I think one of my Cleona shades is similar to that. I think it's time for this one to go. There's nothing wrong with the formula. I actually really truly love the Super Shock formula, as you can tell, because I have a million of them. Yeah, I think it's time for this one to go. It's very unique. I just don't end up using it. And I don't want it to just sit here collecting dust. So this one is going to be decluttered. I'm going to try to find another home for this one. But truly gorgeous. This is like Cinderella in a shade. It's absolutely so pretty. It's actually hard for me to get rid of these because I want options, but I don't need all these options. This is in shade Ladybird, and oh my gosh, is it awesome. It's one of my favorite shades from Colourpop. This one is kind of what Moonstone is, just the Super Shock one. And it's not as like champagne-y, it's more just glitter. So this is kind of similar to the How Many Carats from Fenty. And I love it. It's just a beautiful, like neutral glittery shade that I love to just swipe on and go. And it has more pigment than the How Many Carats though. This does not have a... It has a transparent base, but it has more pigment to it. It's not just fine glitter. It does have a little bit of that kind of champagne reflect to it. So beautiful. I'm keeping. I use it a lot. Yeah, I love it so, so much. The more and more I look at this periwinkle, the harder and harder it is to declutter. I don't know why. It's just so pretty. I guess we'll see. We'll see. If I dislike another shade more, then maybe I'll swap it out. Who knows? All right, this one is called Frog. And oh my gosh, I bought this one when I was buying my bridesmaids gifts. I got them each a Colourpop Super Shock, a little matte lipstick, like mini, and then a makeup bag for their bridesmaids gifts for my wedding. And this one, I had to get one for myself because when I swatched in store, I absolutely just fell in love with it. So here is Frog. And wow, oh wow, Ladybird, but like jacked up a few notches. It is so pretty. It has some pink reflect, some blue reflect, some champagne. It has a nice flip to it. It's not necessarily just a sheer glitter. It has a little bit more oomph to it and looks phenomenal on the eyes. It's so, so pretty. And it kind of stacks up to my like indie multichrome shades. It's not as much of a intense multi-chrome, but it definitely has a different color reflex in it. It stacks up almost to the Give Me Glow like level of sparkle. It's so good. So definitely gonna keep that one. This one I think is time to go. I do like it and I used it a lot, but I just don't find myself reaching into it as much anymore. This is Mighty Morphin, and I loved Power Rangers, so the name kind of got me. This one is more of a warm-toned, sheer version of this. And it has a little bit of a pink reflect. But honestly, it's a little too sheer for me now. Like, it's still pretty, but you can barely tell it's there. So, I'm going to go ahead and declutter this one. This one, I have a feeling I'm going to declutter as well. This is in the shade Shook Up. And I don't even know if they still make this shade, to be honest. This was in one of the sets I had. And this is... Ooh, no, it's dry. It's dry. It's not going to be good. I'm definitely going to declutter it. It's old, but I will still swatch it for you. It still swatches pretty nice, actually, but yeah, it's dried out. I could feel the glitter, like, scratchiness to it. That's because it's dried out. But it's a copper shade. It kind of reminds me of the or the Electro Bolt from KVD, just as a super shock. But not as good. So I'm going to declutter. This one I can definitely declutter. I don't know who I was when I thought I was keeping this shade. I don't know. I have not reached into it again since. This is the Rainbow Connection, and it is a nice, like, really metallic bronze shade, like coppery bronze. And the formula is not completely dried out yet, but it's still, I can feel that it's getting there. It's just a little too orange for me. This is the copper kind of shades that I like. This one is too golden orange for me. I don't go for really, really warm shades like that a lot. I do go for a warmer neutral, but this is almost orange. I can't do orange. Like, the only oranges I can do are in the Natasha Denona bronze palette, and you'll see that coming up in the eyeshadow palettes video. But look at my skin. I am so pale. This is just too orange toned for me. I'm gonna declutter it. This one is actually a multichrome from them, and this is the Dream Lover shade, and it is this like pink to blue and a deep purple as well. It is a very unique shade, and it still feels really good. So ooh yeah, I'm still keeping that. It looks really good. The only thing I don't love about it is, like, when it switches to that, you can really see the patchiness a little bit. Like, it looks patchy when it's not reflecting, but you really have to just blend it and keep blending it so that that doesn't happen. But you can kind of see how it does that. Oh damn, do I even wanna? Because of that reason, when people see that on my eyes, they're gonna think I got hit in the face. This is beautiful. This is not. See the difference? I don't know why it's doing that. Okay, I scratched it off a little bit, and that's a little better, but it still kind of just doesn't look good like this. It looks like dried blood on me. I don't like it. Okay, this is beautiful when it's like that. I've decided to declutter it. For some reason, like, if a multichrome doesn't look good from one angle, then somebody somewhere is going to be seeing your eyes looking like that, and then it's just kind of like, why even have multichrome on your eyes? Because ew. The declutter. This one is probably also going to be decluttered. This is Left on Thread, and is a beautiful turquoise shade. I just don't reach for it, and if I'm going to reach for it, like this color, I'm going to reach into an indie shade. Ooh, the formula is also drying out. It's a pretty shade, but very dry, and it's time for it to go. But the shade is actually really beautiful. You can see why I kept it. It's a beautiful blue-green, like turquoise sparkle shade. So far, I think this one's back in the running. This one still is absolutely gorgeous, and I keep looking at it and falling in love. It has a little bit of pink shift, a little bit of a blue shift, a little bit of a silver shift. I think that one's gonna be a keeper. Just because I'm not keeping that many colorful Colourpop shades, I think I can afford to keep that one. This one, I know I'm gonna be able to declutter, just because I kept it around thinking I was going to use it a ton, and I have not touched it since, even though it's truly beautiful. This is the NYX and Knox one. I don't think they make this one anymore either. The ones with this kind of rim to it, I'm pretty sure we're all from that collection. NYX and Knox, I'm not sure which one is which, but honestly, they are both really beautiful. Yeah, they're really pretty, and I like them mixed together too, but I don't need it. I don't. I have a silver that I go for in the Give Me Glow, and I have turquoise multichromes that I'd probably reach into before I'd reach this one. So yeah, declutter. This one I might end up keeping. This is one of their Disney Princess collaborations. This one is Once Upon a Dream, which is Sleeping Beauty, Aurora. I love her. She's one of my favorite princesses. She gets to take a nap all day long and wake up with a Prince Charming, and she has 3 fairy godparents, so it's a pretty good life. So this one is so pretty, and yeah, I think I'm going to keep this one. It is a nice sheer pinky shade that has a orangey peach flip to it. Very pretty, kind of unique in my collection. It's a nice, like, swipe on and go kind of shade in the summertime especially. I really like it, so I'm going to keep that one. I'm going to go ahead and wipe my hands off and make some more room for shadows. We are almost done. We have some more, but we're nearing the home stretch. All right, I have 2 of this one because I actually ended up repurchasing it. This is the shade Fine Pearl, and I almost completely panned this one. It's incredible. It is so pretty. And of course there's a reason that I repurchased it, because I love it. It's just so pretty. It's a beautiful champagne glitter and it looks awesome. Just swipe and go, easy makeup day. I am going to declutter this one because it's the older one and it's on the older side. I can feel it in the formula, like it's on its last leg. This one, look how it made a little heart. Guys, this is the perfect shade for me. Look at that. It made a little heart. Like, I usually just go like this around it, and it made a heart. I love that. Ooh, well, actually, okay, yeah, it's still good. So, I think I'm going to keep this one. It's a little bit more of a color than the other 2. I like this one for that reason. It just packs a little bit more of a punch. But yeah, I want to get use out of it while it's still good, because I can tell it's kind of verging on being too old. And when that one goes, I'll probably repurchase it because I used it so much I got a new one and I hit pan on the new one already. So really, really great everyday makeup shade. I love it. So this one is in the shade Amaze. Is it amazing? Are you amazed? Let's find out. It is beautiful. Ooh, yeah, it still feels really good. It's a very nice light copper toned shadow. Ooh, that's pretty. Yeah, I think I'm going to keep that one because I did declutter the other copper ones that I have because of either the formula or the color. So this one I'm going to keep. I do really, really enjoy the Super Shock shades, and these 2 shades are some of my most used ones, so I'm going to keep. One is the shade Snooze, and it is like a thundercloud gray, like a thundercloud bluish gray. This is so fun. I don't think I have another shade like this, to be honest. Now, it is on the older side, and I could tell it's older by the formula, but look how glittery and just beautiful and smoky it is. I kept this around for a reason, and I've used this before many times. It is the beautiful, like, smoky eye look. It's so pretty. If they have a shade that's like this, I might have to get one because I really do love it. It has green reflex, it has blue reflex, and it's just the perfect amount of smoky without being like raccoon eyes for me. I love it, but sadly I can feel the dryness of this formula, and I know that swiping that on my eyelid is not going to feel good. I want to get this shade, if they have it, a similar shade in the Super Shock formula. I really do love it. Look at that. It's just so pretty. And if I want to do a smoky eye, that's perfect. But I have to declutter it. The formula, it's dried out, sadly. Now, this one was a fun one too. This is shade Voila. And this is a purple to blue shifty kind of shade. Very sparkly, very fun. Ooh, it still feels like I got it yesterday. It is so nice. Oh yeah, I am keeping that. It very much looks like almost like an indie shade. It is so beautiful. It has reflex of blue and purple and champagne, pink. It just has a light lavender kind of flip to it, like a lavender pink base. It's perfect. It's perfect. I love it. Oh, I just made a little indent in there, didn't I? Dang it. My nail hit it. But it's okay. It's fine. I didn't do too much damage to it, but it's still so beautiful. The formula's fine. It hasn't dried out, so I'm absolutely keeping this one. I'm in love with the shade. It looks so, so good on the eyes too. Here's another neutral one. This is in the shade Polly. This is a nice kind of rose gold pink shade. Ooh, it feels really smooth and nice. Okay, so the formula's fine. Ooh, no, wait, what happened with that? That's nice, but you know what? I don't think I need it. It was actually really hard to build up. So I think something's up with the formula. I think it's drying out, and it doesn't pack as much of a glittery punch as the other ones. Even this one that's kind of dried out, it just kind of looks a little lackluster. So I'm going to go ahead and declutter Polly. All right, this one is a really fun color as well. This is called Rest More, and it is a, I don't know, like a deep indigo. what would you call that? It's not royal blue. I think it's more of an indigo. But it's kind of on the dry side, just like the other ones from the collection. They're very old, so it's kind of a miracle they made it this long. It's at least 4 years old, maybe, or more. I don't know. But so pretty, though. Has kind of a pink reflect to it. Some pink and blue shimmer in there with that indigo color. I love that color. It is so unique and pretty, but it's just old now, and it's again kind of scratchy, and I don't think I can wear it on my eyes anymore. But it really pains me because wow, was that a fun, unique shade. It's really beautiful. But declutter. Alright, this one is also a fun shade. This is called Take Me Higher, and it is also part of that same collection, so it's probably older as well. It's a little bit scratchy, but it feels better than the other ones, surprisingly. But it is really gorgeous. Ooh, that's pretty. That is so pretty. It's got some silver and that light blue mixed together. It was one of the marbled shades. Ooh, I like that one. I don't know. Oh, that's hard. Part of me is thinking that I'm not going to wear it, but it's beautiful. I don't know. You know what? For now, I'm going to keep it. I haven't kept a lot of the colorful ones, so I'm okay with keeping that one. This one is in the shade Twitter Pated, if that's how you pronounce it. I know someone tried to correct me on that. I don't know. I have no idea, but you know what? Honestly, it is what it is. I don't really care that too much. But this one is, ooh, it's nice. It's on the older side, though. I can feel it's dried out a bit. Oh, yeah, it's so dry. It won't even let me swatch it. So, yeah, this one's going to go. This one, ironically, was one of my favorite shades. So if I can find it again, I may repurchase it at some point. It's a nice, like, rose gold with a nice peachy flip to it. Really gorgeous, especially if I'm going for, like, a pinky blushed look, like a monochromatic blushed look. But it's dried out, and I don't need it. So we are down to the last two shades, and we have... They're both old, so they may end up both being decluttered. This one's in the shade Millennium, and is a nice, like, magenta pink color. Super pretty, but it also has a bronze flip to it. Ooh, actually, it has a different feel to it, so it may be okay. Nope, it's dry. Okay, so yeah, that one is dry. It doesn't really show up with all the glare that it does in the pan. This one's going to be decluttered. And then this one is in the shade Thought Bubble. And this was one of those marble shades again, I think. Ooh, this one still feels really good. So I might be able to keep that one. Ooh, yeah. I kind of forgot about that one. That is gorgeous. Okay, see, this is why I needed to declutter, because I completely forgot this shade was in here. And it still has a good amount of life to the formula. So I'm going to go ahead and keep that, and I'm going to keep that towards the front because I want to do a look with that. That's beautiful. Wow, that's really gorgeous. So I'm going to keep that one. I decluttered 12 out of the 21 shades of the Colourpop ones. I can live with that. That's good. Definitely more manageable. But I'm going to go ahead and put everything back in the drawer, and I'll show you what I kept. And this is my final drawer for my single shadows, and I think I did an incredible job limiting this down to what I have here. I decluttered over half of my Colourpop Super Shocks, and I'm very happy with the ones I kept. I know of a few of them that I want to do looks with because I have just, like, rediscovered them in my collection. My cream shadows, I definitely have gotten them down to the ones that I think I'm going to use the most. The single shadows over here I know I really love, so I'm glad I have those. And of course my palettes. I am very, very content with how this declutter came out. I hope you really enjoyed watching it as much as I enjoyed doing it. I am going to be doing another declutter soon. I'm not sure which category I'm going to go with just yet, but probably lipsticks and lip liners potentially, just because I need to get those out of the way. Haven't put them in a drawer just yet. They're kind of all floating around, but I think that's going to be what I'm going to do next, so be on the lookout for that. All of my declutter videos will be in my makeup collection playlist, so if you want to watch more, go check that out. But otherwise, thank you so much for watching. I hope you had an amazing day or night wherever you are, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys!